the third and final race here at Croft Circuit, and I have the pleasure of catching up with Niall. Now, Niall, you're pretty much on the verge of winning this championship.
Yeah, no, it's close. I'm a good few points ahead of Michael now, but all the mats that I'm doing in the background is the plan is to not go to Donington. So, yeah, I need to score enough points so that I'm 104 points ahead of Michael, which is the maximum points he can score in Donington by the end of this weekend. So, basically, if I finish at all, or even if I finish in the top 10 today, no matter where Michael finishes, I'll have it sealed and won. I won't have to go to the last round. So, yeah, that's the plan. Obviously, I'm starting on the front row there today, so I won't really be speaking or be thinking about it too much. I'll just be out there trying to get into the lead off the line and be thinking about all my lap times and aiming for the lap record as well, and just kind of try to take the win.
Brilliant. Well, we'll hope you enjoy the last race of Croft Circuit. And on that note, we're going to hand it straight over to Scott to run you through all the action.
Thanks, Lyndsay. Here's the grid for race number 3 that could see Niall Murray secure the title. He's on the front row alongside pole man Jack Wolfenden, then Jordan Dempsey and Matt Round-Garrido, Joe Foster and Michael Eastwell from James Clark and Joshua Smith on row 4. Row 5 is Carter Williams and Sebastian Jobb from David MacArthur and Nico Gruber, then Luke Cooper and Richard Morris from Vincent J and Rory Smith. At the back of the grid on row 9 is Jamie Thorburn and Jonathan Brown. So all Niall Murray needs to do is score well. He will be champion-elect going into the final rounds. We're all set for the last race at Croft here. The red lights are up. Wolfenden on pole, Murray on the front row of the grid. Who gets the better start away from the front row? It looks to me as if possibly at the moment it's an equal launch. Wolfenden moves across to try and defend from Murray, but he will take the outside line into Clairvaux. Dempsey slots into third place, but Murray gets the whole shot into the right-hander. They all funnel through for the first time. Some battling going on there between Carter Williams and Michael Eastwell, also with Sebastian Jobb in the mix. The leaders already funneling their way through the S's. Up to 4th place now is Joey Foster, behind Jordan Dempsey. 5th for Matt Round-Garrido, 6th for Josh Smith, and 7th for James Clark in the Cliff Dempsey Ray. Down towards the right-hander at Tower Bend. Up the inside for 2nd place goes Jordan Dempsey on Jack Wolfenden. Will he edge the Van Diemen out wide? The answer is yes. He might lose a 2nd position because here comes Joey Foster on the exit. He will look to the outside line through the first part of the Jim Clark S's. But so far, Foster hasn't made a move just yet. Matt Round-Garrido fancies a look as well. He's looking to the outside and makes it through. So a great move on the opportunity there for Matt Round-Garrido, up to 4th place, ahead of Foster. And then we've got Josh Smith and James Clark in there too as well. So this is a real good freight train. 3rd down to about 7th altogether. And that's running wide there for possibly Josh Smith, I think. He gets it going again, so he's not dropped away too much. Murray leads into the complex. A lock up from somebody in the background. Head into the final couple of corners to end the lap. Murray leads. Dempsey in 2nd place. Round-Garrido goes defensive for 3rd as he holds on ahead of Wolfenden, who in turn is defending from Joey Foster and also Josh Smith. Then we've got James Clark in the mix as well in 7th place. To complete the first lap. Top 7 are trying to break away at this point in time. Down towards Clairvaux for lap 2. And turn in. Thankfully the weather conditions are completely dry here. The sun is out this afternoon here at Croft in North Yorkshire, so lap times and grip should not be a problem. Jack Wolfenden being pressured now by Joey Foster. Down the back straight towards Tower Corner. He's lining him up for a move here for 3rd place. Which way is he going to go? Inside or outside? They come into the right-hander at Tower Bend. He goes to the outside line, tries to make the move, goes high, wide and handsome on the outside line. He's over the curves. He might lose out pretty much because he goes off the road and sits back. He kicks up all the leaves because we are in the middle of autumn now, so they're getting across the track. Still Wolfenden and Josh Smith's now ahead of Joe Foster, so he's taken full advantage of the off from the man from Cornwall. And up the inside for Josh Smith. Look at that, diving up the inside of Jack Wolfenden into Sunny Inn. Fantastic pass. Can he make it stick? Wolfenden looks back up the inside into the exit of Sunny Out, but he can't get it done. And a fantastic opportunistic move from Josh Smith sees him head up to 4th place. Into the complex. Wolfenden still under attack from Joey Foster, who looks to the outside into the 2nd part of this section of the track. And also James Clark is in there as well. Back up the inside for Wolfenden. Or Wolfenden under attack from Foster, I should say. And Foster does make the dive. Makes a last-minute sweep to the inside line. That's another place loss for Wolfenden. It could be a 3rd if he's not careful, because Jack Clark is in there as well. Into the right-hander. Still Smith, then Foster, then Wolfenden, then James Clark. And also in there too, we can see Carter Williams And I think also Luke Cooper's in the mix there as well. So plenty of top names amongst the top 10 as Josh Smith tries to chase after the leaders in front of him. Down the back straight, line astern up at the front. Murray's having to defend. He locks up, defending from Jordan Dempsey. And then we have Matt Rangarino in third place, still keeping chase, keeping in touching distance to his teammate. He wants to try and help him as much as possible because, of course, Murray's fighting for the championship. Rangarino wants points for third. And if he can try and take points off Eastwell to try and close in on second place in the championship, I'm sure Bernard Dolan would love to have two of his cars 1-2 in the championship in the pro class. To do that, Matt Rangarino has to take off more points from his rivals, including that man in front of him, number 3, Jordan Dempsey. Turn into the complex together. 1, 2, 3. Murray, number 5, the white car with the orange and blue flashes. And Jordan Dempsey, the all-red car, number 3, and then the red and white car of Matt Rangarino is there in third place. And not too far away is the black car, and that's a man into the tyre wall. That's Jack Wolfenden. Now, did he jump or was he pushed? Either way, he's out of the car over the tyre wall. That's a shame because he was having such a good run up there, but unfortunately, that's his race and his weekend come to a premature end. So that's not how he wants to end it, stacked in the tyre wall. So they head through the S's once again. Jordan Dempsey keeping in touching distance as they come down the back straight. Is that an arm in the air from Lamar? Yes, it is. Now, there's yellow flags. Does that mean we're going to get a safety car because of the off for Jack Wolfenden? Well, Mark Murray's arm was out of the cockpit, so I'm presuming we might get just that. There's Carter Williams. And there's more yellow flags around the circuit. I think we may have a safety car because of that accident. Yes, we do. There is the safety car ready and waiting. So that will be to recover the stricken car of Jack Wolfenden that's buried in the tyre wall. So that will wait patiently on the front straight as our leaders come around to finish the lap. And they'll continue on at relatively racing speeds, just slightly reduced to make sure they're not going too quickly as the safety car flags and boards fly around the circuit. And thanks once again to all of our fantastic marshals who join us at every single race weekend. We simply couldn't go motor racing without them. They do a superb job every single circuit they visit, every single race event they look after. And we are truly thankful that all of them, in fact, are volunteers. And of course, you don't really appreciate too much, or some people don't, that these guys do it for free. They're not paid to do it. They do it for the love of the sport. And it's easy to become a marshal. You can head to the British Motorsport Marshals Club. They'll be able to tell you all about how to get involved in events just like this. So the safety car has now picked up our race leaders. We can take stock now as Murray leads. Dempsey in second place, Matt Rangarino third, Josh Smith is up to fourth, ahead of Joey Foster. Then it's now sixth place for James Clark, seventh for for Luke Cooper. The rest of the top 10 towards the bottom as well. Includes, I think, Carter Williams and a couple of others in the mix as well. So we've got Carter Williams. Rory Smith is there in 8th position. 9th place is Michael Eastwell. Jonathan Brown's not too far away on the base of the top 10 as well. Now, what this will mean is that the top 3, of course, will then be brought all the way back towards the likes of Josh Smith and Joey Foster. And if they get an opportunity to try and make a move here for the race lead, or at least a podium place, they'll take it with both hands and hold it tight. So let's see what they can do. Michael Eastwell is the white car, the number 92 in the middle of shot. That's not the position he wants to be in, and effectively I think he's just trying to delay the inevitable, which is the fact that Niall Murray is in that position to make sure that he has at least 104 points on drop scores, which effectively puts the title out of reach for Michael Eastwell before they head to the final rounds at Donington Park in the middle of October. I'm not sure what Niall Murray's waving at, whether he's waving at the camera or he's waving at the marshals to signal to the safety car to go quicker. So either way, certainly gesticulating about something. And now they're heading past the scene of the accident, so that's where Jack Wolfenden went off on the exit of Sunny Out into the tyre barriers. Now, we didn't see if there was contact or if he went off by himself, but we'll have to wait and see. He was around the likes of Joey Foster, he was around James Clark, so maybe if there was something that happened between them, we'll have to wait and see. There was a bit of a gap between Josh Smith and then Joey Foster. That's now been neutralised by the fact we have the safety car out, and that's been all reduced down to nothing. But just a quick reminder, all these cars will be weaving from side to side. This is important because they've got to keep the temperature and pressures in the tyres, as well as the temperature in the brakes as well. It means that when these cars go under the restarts, they'll be up to temperature and as grippy as possible, so that they're not approaching the next corner with cold tyres or cold brakes, and that meaning that they're not operating in their optimal range, so to speak. There's the remnants, I'm afraid, of Jack Wolfenden's Van Diemen. Not a pleasant sight, but hopefully we can get that car out for the final rounds at Donington. If not, hopefully it might even make an appearance at the Formula Ford Festival. Either way, that's going to need a trip back to the workshop to be fixed up, and the front end is very crumpled indeed. Well, there is your champion-elect, 2016 National Formula Ford champion Niall Murray. He's a two-time festival winner. He's won the Martin Donnelly Trophy. He's won the Walter Hayes. He's been in the Mazda Road to Indy USF 2000 Scholarship Shootout twice. He's on course to make a third appearance in as many years. So, what that might lead to, we will sit and wonder. But I'm sure that 3 times the charm, and hopefully 3 is the magic number. And if Niall does head over to the States, he might be in with a chance of picking up the prize which fellow Irishman Keith Donegan picked up, who was a National Formula Ford running last year in a couple of races. But he went to the festival, picked up second place behind Joey Foster, because he was in the age bracket of 25 and under to qualify for the Road to Indy Scholarship Shootout ticket. He picked it up for finishing second in the festival. So he went over to the shootout that year, got through to the final 6th, and then eventually won the whole competition. And he's then been spending his year racing over in the States in the USF 2000 Championship, putting good use to his $200,000 scholarship shootout prize check. So once again, the car's weaving from side to side to keep those tyres in good temperature, keep the pressures up, keep the brakes going. And it might look excessive, but some cars need to be moved around more than others to make sure you get the tyres in them, or the tyre temperatures in them. But Niall Murray, of course, has clear aspirations of where he wants to go in future racing. But every time he does step in a Formula Ford, you just know that he's going to put on something special. Matt Garrido, who's learnt a lot from Niall, I know, in the team since the start of the year. And Team Dolan was only really formed not long before the start of the season. It was only formed just, I think, weeks before the opener at Silverstone. But the vast and incredible experience and knowledge of Bernard Dolan really has seen this outfit shine. And with the expertise of someone like Niall Murray bringing through and nurturing talent like Matt Garrido and more, really is going to be a benefit going forward for the next generation of Formula 4 drivers, and the next generation of racing stars that may make it through. There's Richard Morris. He's one of our Clubman Post 89 drivers. He's battling with Vincent J this weekend. I think Vincent leads the standings overall. In fact, there is Vincent just ahead of them. So Vincent J in that battle for Clubman Post 89 honours. Only 2 of them here this weekend. The field weaving from side to side to maintain position at the front of the field. And hopefully this should only be the last time we're behind the safety car this lap before the scene of the accident where Jack Wolfenden went off is cleared up. We can get back to racing for the final few minutes of this weekend here at Croft. We've had very mixed conditions. We've had full wet, we've had intermediate drizzle, and we've had full dry in lovely September afternoon sunshine in North Yorkshire. And the sun is hanging low in the sky this afternoon. You can see the shadows lengthening. Lock up there from Niall Murray. You can't really flat spot these Formula 4 tyres. You can sort of give them quite a bit of abuse before they start to cause problems. But the fact that they're skinny, narrow, low grip tyres means that you've got to work on mechanical grip. You've got to look for other areas in the setup to be able to make these cars work. And it's a fine art to master a Formula Ford. Sure, you can drive one regularly, but to drive one at speed, it's a different matter entirely. So as they head now through the right-hander at Croft, are we going to see the safety car lights out on this time by? And I think the answer might be yes. So Niall Murray is just stacking up the pack a little bit more now. So we'll get a glimpse of the safety car in a second to see if we are going to go racing this time by. And looking in the distance, yes, the safety car lights are out, which means that we are going to go racing this time by. Now remember, Niall Murray becomes the safety car. He will weave from side to side. He'll back everyone up. But it's up to him to decide when he wants to pull the pin and go, right, time to restart this race. And if he can catch them off guard and go when everyone else is still weaving and caught napping, he'll get a fantastic launch and possibly gain a few car lengths on the rest of the field by the time they get down towards turn 1. So the safety car pulls into the pit lane. Just waiting for the leaders to pop through the hairpin into sight. Here they come. And it is Niall Murray who tries to get the restart, but everyone else appears to have gone with him. Nevertheless, they head onto the pit straight. Green flag in the air on the pit straight, and we are back to racing once again in the National Formula Fords here at Croft. Down towards Clairvaux at racing speeds. Murray's your leader. Dempsey in second place. Round Garrido third. Then it's Josh Smith in fourth position. Joe Foster in fifth. James Clark sixth. And Luke Cooper in seventh position. There's still some time and some racing to be done. Let's see what's in store here. So down the back straight, down towards Tower Corner for the first time at racing speeds after the safety car. Josh Smith is lining up Matt Round Garrido here. He wants to have a look for third place. Lock up from Round Garrido. Smith looks up the inside. There's no contact, but he might force Round Garrido wide. They're going to be side by side on the exit. It's going to be Medina Sport versus Van Diemen. They're both relatively the same chassis. They are still side by side. Josh Smith's got the inside line. He's as daring as possible. James Clark is. They're side by side again. And still Round Garrido goes down the outside. Smith clips the curve, goes up the inside into the first part of Sunny Inn and gets the job done. So that's a great opportunistic move there. Didn't waste any time. Joe Foster's in there, as is James Clark, running up wide and putting two wheels onto the grass is James Clark. Back round the outside goes Matt Round Garrido into the complex. There's more shenanigans. They're all over each other. Round Garrido's now third. Round the outside, the pair of them, of both Foster and also John Smith, goes James Clark. Where's he come from? Up into the hairpin, into the mix, side by side between Cooper and Josh Smith. Oops, contact! And I'm not sure Smith anticipated Cooper to go round the outside, but even so, that's not going to be any consolation to Cooper. That's damage to the left rear suspension, and that sees his afternoon ended prematurely. Oh, and contact, though, that was Joe Foster hitting the back of James Clark, I think, into the first corner at Clairvaux. That's rather extraordinary. I'm not sure if that's either a retaliation for a move he didn't agree with, or simply just locked up and missed Josie's braking point. Either way, there was a definite nudge on the gearbox of James Clark's Ray. So we'll wait and see if Foster's got anything left in the tank here to make a move. This is for fourth place. He's not going to pounce at the right-hander at Tower. He might go further on down the lap, like Josh Smith did on Matt Round Garrido, who in turn has actually pulled away from this pack now. Towards the S. So here's the replay. Now Clark has just got past both Smith and Foster. He's on the inside locking up with the white car. Now the three cars come together. Foster holds his line. Cooper goes around the outside of Smith. Doesn't anticipate that Smith's still there. Makes contact. And is off the road with broken left rear suspension. Now, again, I don't really want to partial blame on that one because Smith didn't move across on him. I think just Cooper went to the outside line, had the grip, didn't realise how close he was, and that really brought his own downfall. So that's more of a racing incident in my view, but again, we'll wait for the stewards to make their final decision on that one. So out to the hairpin, leaders down the pit straight once again. Jordan Dempsey keeping champion-elect Niall Murray honest here this afternoon in race 3. They're starting to break away. Two rapid Irishmen battling amongst each other for the race victory here at Croft. There is Niall Murray. What can he do to hold off the advances of Jordan Dempsey? Up through the S's, hopping over the curbs and onto the back straight. You have to say that Niall Murray's car is very well engineered. Bernard Dolan knows exactly what to do with these cars. Each one of his cars in his team is engineered as perfectly as possible, and Niall Murray extracts every single little bit of performance out of it that he possibly can every single time he steps into that car. It was in the hands of James Rowe Jr. last year, but then decided it was going to go back to Niall Murray for this season. Now Jordan Dempsey is really starting to give him the hurry up here. And we're not far towards the end of the race. Still through the two right-handers of Sunny in and Sunny out. Dempsey is staying with Niall here. So there is the potential to make a move. Matt Garrido keeping a watching brief in third place. For fourth, it looks as though it's kicking off between James Clark with also Joey Foster and Josh Smith. But no, it's not Josh Smith, it's Michael Eastwell, my apologies. So Michael Eastwell up to 6th place. So we've lost Josh Smith around the circuit somewhere. Whether that's a consequence of what happened with Luke Cooper, I'm not 100%, but whether it's a legacy of some damage on his car from the contact. Lost Josh Smith, unfortunately, so he's out of the race. It could have been a hat-trick for him, but didn't quite work out for him this afternoon. So this is for 4th, 5th and 6th now. James Clark, Joey Foster and Michael Eastwell. Eastwell is doing as much as he can to prolong the inevitable, that he knows that effectively what's coming in the next few minutes is Niall Murray becoming champion. And Joey Foster, I think he knows what's coming as well, which is going to the outside line to make a move for 4th place. Down towards Tower Bend. It's going to be side by side between the pair of them. Foster will try the outside line. He's brave enough to do it. There's no contact. He's got the grip and the confidence. Takes to the outside line and makes the move stick. So Joey Foster goes high, wide and handsome around Tower Corner, around the outside of James Clark and goes up to 4th place. Top two back through Barcroft, up towards the right-hander. Still, Jordan Dempsey keeping up the hot pursuit of Niall Murray. We're into the final stages of the race here now. There's not long to go as they turn into the complex. What looks to be the second to last time. It's going to be very difficult indeed. Meanwhile, as they come into the complex now, Foster's up to 4th, Eastwell's up to 5th. He's put down a position for James Clark. They come into the hairpin for what might be even the last time here. If he can hold on for a top 5 finish. Out of the final hairpin, up towards the checkered flag, and it does fly for Niall Murray. He wins the race and ultimately also becomes the 2018 Avon Tyres National Formula Ford champion, and he does it by beating Jordan Dempsey by 7/10 of a second. From Matt Garrido in 3rd place, Joey Foster 4th, Michael Eastwell 5th, and then Rory Smith in 6th position, rest of the top 10, and then 11th down to 14th. But the big headline story is, after race victory in race 3, this man coming up on screen right here, Niall Murray, is now a 2-time national champion. He is the 2018 BRSCC Avon Tyres National Formula Ford champion. Congratulations to Niall, and best of luck for the next rounds in your future endeavours. And that was a fantastic result. Here's Lyndsay with the top 3, including new champion Niall Murray.
So Niall, 2018 championship. Congratulations.
Yeah, of course it's not official yet, but yeah, no, I'm really happy. All I needed to do was kind of finish there, but you know, I've won it every other weekend this year so far, so I didn't want that to end, and I wanted to win here this weekend as well. So yeah, no, I'm absolutely delighted. I think I got fastest lap as well. The only car out there not on a tow, so yeah, just shows the pace that we had. Unfortunately, we're on the back foot from qualifying, but yeah, I knew I had the pace, so I was delighted to get the win. And thanks million to everybody at Team Dolan, especially Damien, Bernard, Sam, all the guys there doing a fantastic job all year, and you know, the result are a testament.